Okay.
Usyk, Wardley.
I think too fast.
Too fast. Usyk.
Usyk too fast.
Usyk fucking wins it. But you know what?
Usyk versus Wardley. Who wins? Because you can't write Wardley off now.
Of course, Fabio. Fabio is my guy, so I never bat against him for no one.
Well, if I was managing Fabio, no. Because there's levels to the game and he's not there with Usyk yet. Usyk's a tricky operator, ton of experience. You're looking at a kid who's had no amateur fights, had about 8 white collar fights, and you can't make the transition from that to that. But don't get me wrong, if he hit Usyk, he'll tip Usyk upside down. But what I would do is just get him another 4 or 5 wins, let him fight good men and let him go when he's ready.
Boxing World reacts to Fabio Wardley vs Oleksandr Usyk announcement. Usyk's career has been a masterclass from start to finish. He conquered the cruiserweight division, became undisputed, then moved up and humbled Joshua twice. Every challenge he faced, he solved with pure boxing intelligence. Fabio might hit hard, but Usyk has broken down stronger, smarter men before.
Stories we've ever seen in boxing.
Got to be up there, innit? Got to be up there. And can you imagine he lands a right hand on Usyk? The thing is, you can't doubt the guy now. Like, it's one of this, you can't doubt him. He seems to consistently pull off the upsets. And when you consistently do that, you become a
Fabio sounds confident after beating Parker, but Usyk is a completely different puzzle. Against a pure technician like Usyk, raw power and confidence won't be enough. Usyk's movement, IQ, and composure will test every limit of Fabio's stamina and skill.
It's a hard one to play out. You don't know whatever he's going to do, how he's going to turn up, but he's a great boxer. But if anything, I've proved that Justice Uni, great boxer, Joseph Parker, great boxer, very experienced as well. But in a sum of it, I find a way to win. Like if you're beating me to the punch or whatever else, then I'm going to put my punches together. Or
Even Tyson Fury admits Usyk is special, yet still credits Fabio's power. But this is exactly where the problem lies. Usyk has faced and outclassed heavy hitters before. His IQ, footwork, and timing neutralize brute strength. Fabio's lack of amateur foundation might haunt him when facing a master of adjustments like Usyk.
Listen, Usyk's a special talent. He's a good boxer, but listen, Fabio's a big dangerous puncher, and I'm sure if he hits anybody, he'll knock him out. He's very strong and he carries his power for a long time, so he did really well.
Joseph Parker gives Fabio credit for his equalizer, but even he sounds unsure about a win over Usyk. The Ukrainian is not someone who relies on one moment. He dominates every round. Fabio might have power, but Usyk's adaptability, endurance, and tactical brilliance make him a nightmare for anyone banking on a single punch.
Do you think he can go and beat Oleksandr Usyk? Do you think he has the skill?
Is there only one way to find out then?
Yeah.
Let him fight.
Yeah. Do you think he can? Many people have tried to.
I'm not sure. If that fight's to be made, and we'll all see how it'll go. But I do feel like I was leading the fight. And like Andy said, he's got that equalizer, changer.
Big Baby Miller puts it bluntly, and he is right to doubt Fabio's chances. Usyk operates on a different frequency, reading opponents like a chess grandmaster. Fabio's brawling style might impress casual fans, but against Usyk's precision and discipline, that aggression could lead him straight into deep trouble.
He should have took a knee. He should take a knee. He should take 1 8 count. He would have still been up by 3 or 4 rounds, and then come back and towards the end of the round, bounce around, and get your win back.
You see Wardley giving a challenge to Usyk. Can he win him?
I don't think so.
Dave Allen captures the reality perfectly. Fabio has grit, heart, and toughness, but Usyk is levels above in every technical area. His footwork, counterpunching, and ring IQ will make Fabio feel like he's chasing shadows all night. Determination can't replace experience when you're up against a generational boxer.
Now Wardley Usyk. You couldn't rule that man out, to be honest. He's that fit, that tough, punches that hard, and he has the want to punch. You just couldn't rule him out. But could I see him beating Usyk? Not really. I couldn't see him getting anywhere near him.
Dean White gives Fabio his due, acknowledging his rise and fearlessness. But calling Usyk a legend isn't exaggeration, it's fact. The man has conquered cruiserweight, unified heavyweight titles, and broken giants mentally. Fabio stepping in with Usyk isn't just a challenge, it's stepping into a masterclass.
Fabio, we're not going to write him off. Listen, he deserves to be there. He's beat all comers in front of him, and we just all got to get behind him and try and see if he can beat the myth, the legend in Usyk.
David Adelai praises Fabio's heart and it's true that his willpower defines him. But against someone like Usyk, heart alone doesn't win fights. Usyk breaks fighters down systematically, taking their heart away round by round. Fabio's toughness will be tested like never before against a man who thrives in breaking spirits through skill.
It's going to go late, but I feel it would be Parker to do it late. Wardley showed it. What was the difference tonight? Wardley just had heart. He came back, the perseverance. You know, he bit down on his gum shield.
Ben Davison highlighting that gum shield moment tells how unpredictable heavyweight boxing can be. But even with controversy, Fabio still needs to understand that against Oleksandr Usyk, there are no free chances. Usyk's control and discipline in the ring eliminate such chaos. He will not allow Fabio to steal momentum through raw energy. The Ukrainian stays calm even under the most intense pressure, and that could completely neutralize Fabio's aggressive bursts.
Fabio. Yeah, brilliant. Fantastic performance against the second best heavyweight in the world, people were saying. Come from behind. I thought the situation in the second round was an absolute shambles with the gum shield.
I was about to ask you that, with the gum shield.
You know, if the gum shield comes out, if there's a lull in the action, you'll put it back in. But he was on the verge of potentially getting rid of him, and that happened.
Dean White comparing Fabio to Deontay Wilder is a big compliment, but also a clear warning. Wilder's power could end fights, but Usyk exposed how skill beats power every time. If Fabio enters the ring relying only on his equalizer, Usyk will dismantle him with timing and angles. Usyk knows how to frustrate punchers, making them swing at air until exhaustion sets in. Fabio's challenge will be to adapt or risk looking one-dimensional against a true master.
I mean, both guys had their moments in there. It was ebb and flow, and you know what it is, I was like, Fabio hitting with some good shots. Fabio needs to do a bit more. But Fabio's always, he's like the Deontay Wilder of the UK, man. He always has that equalizer down the stretch. I mean, I think Parker blew his tank in that round before, where he literally let it out, and then kind of that was his, it wasn't what the...
Fabio calling out Usyk right after his win shows raw confidence and ambition. But shouting a name is one thing, standing in front of that name is another. Usyk has humbled world champions with his precision and tactical brilliance. Fabio's emotion after victory is admirable, yet his enthusiasm might be tested the moment he steps into a ring where mistakes are punished instantly. If he truly wants Usyk, he must prepare for the most strategic fight of his life.
Fabio Wardley has just defeated Joseph Parker.
Look, Andy, I've got one thing only to say.
What's he gonna say?
Usyk.
Oh!
Usyk.
He wants Usyk.
Tyson Fury once again praises both men, calling Usyk special while admiring Fabio's power. But even Fury's respect for Usyk shows how rare his skill set is. Usyk's movement, intelligence, and ability to control tempo can neutralize even the strongest hitters. Fabio might bring excitement, but he will have to match Usyk's precision and composure round after round. In boxing, power fades with fatigue, yet ring IQ only sharpens, and that is where Usyk always wins.
Listen, Usyk's a special talent. He's a good boxer, but listen, Fabio's a big dangerous puncher, and I'm sure if he hits anybody, he'll knock him out. He's very strong and he carries his power for a long time, so he did really well.
Frank Warren confirming the negotiations gives fans time to imagine this matchup, but that waiting period favors Usyk more than Fabio. The Ukrainian stays sharp all year, constantly studying opponents and evolving his craft. Fabio might rely on physical training, but Usyk's preparation is mental and strategic. He studies movement, rhythm, and habits until he finds patterns to exploit. By the time the fight happens, Usyk could already have Fabio's entire approach figured out before the first bell rings.
When do you expect to make Usyk, Wardley?
When do I expect to make it? It won't be till next year, so let the dust settle and we'll start the negotiations and go from...
Ajit Kabayel summed up the chaos perfectly. He saw Parker ahead for most of the fight until the power shift turned everything upside down. Heavyweight boxing is brutal like that. One shot can erase 7 rounds of work. Kabayel pointed out Parker's mistake of slowing down and losing rhythm, something Usyk never does. If Wardley tries that against the Ukrainian technician, he will find himself chasing shadows. Usyk's gas tank and footwork are built for 12 full rounds, not 7 good ones and a fade. That's the real difference between a strong puncher and a world-class boxer.
What a crazy fight, you know. I see Parker was 7 rounds, maybe. I think Parker win, you know. But, you know, this is a heavyweight boxing, you know, one punch can change the fight, you know, and you see the result, you know. I don't know why Parker, after 7 rounds, to go back. I think he have too much muscle, you know, too much weight, a little bit, I think not so much condition.
Duke McKenzie's take hits home. He believes Parker didn't lose because of Fabio's brilliance, but because he simply threw it away. Back in his era, boxing was about grit and instinct, not endless talk about tactics. Parker overcomplicated things and paid the price. Fabio benefited from that lapse, but against a cerebral fighter like Usyk, overthinking won't be a problem. Usyk reads opponents like a chess master and forces them into mistakes. Fabio's only chance is to make it ugly and raw, something Usyk rarely allows. McKenzie's old-school wisdom is a reminder that sometimes less strategy and more heart wins the fight, but only when you have both in perfect balance.
Particular fight. I think that Joseph Parker threw it away. You know, they talk about tactics and game plans and one thing and another these days. Excuse me. You know, when I was boxing, obviously things were different, and you know, you kind of, you know, you went round by round. Do you see what I mean?
Derek Chisora nailed it. The fight was practically over after the opening exchange. 3 clean shots, and Parker never looked the same again. That's how thin the margins are at heavyweight. Chisora's observation shows how important early control is in these fights. Wardley capitalized on that window, but Usyk is not someone who freezes early. The Ukrainian thrives on those first few rounds, downloading every pattern, setting traps, and breaking opponents mentally. If Fabio allows Usyk to dictate from the start, the fight could turn into a long, painful lesson in elite boxing control.
Yeah, he walked in there, was game on. By the time he got hit by 3 shots, that was it. Yeah. Yeah.
So do you think the fight was...
Carl Froch spoke like a man who's seen too many fighters crumble under pressure. He's right. Parker went passive when he should have fought back or taken a breather. That silence inside the ring cost him everything. Fabio took full advantage, showing the hunger that separates contenders from the rest. But the same tactics won't work against Usyk, who punishes hesitation with precision. Froch's comments underline the mental battle ahead. Against a fighter as disciplined and composed as Usyk, every second counts, and any pause can turn into punishment. Fabio may have heart, but he'll need far more than that to survive against the master of movement.
Parker wasn't throwing much back. He should have either grabbed on, took a knee, or at least threw a bit more back. He was sitting back with his guard up, taking punches. It looked messy. It looked like he was under attack, and he was hurt the round before, so...
The stage is set, and the energy in the boxing world is electric. Oleksandr Usyk versus Fabio Wardley is not just another heavyweight clash. It is the test that will reveal who truly belongs at the elite level. Usyk is the definition of a modern great. An Olympic gold medalist, undisputed cruiserweight champion, and now the man who conquered the heavyweight throne by outclassing Joshua and dismantling giants with precision and poise. Fabio Wardley brings grit and raw power, the kind of hunger that makes him dangerous, but against someone as mentally sharp and technically flawless as Usyk, that might not be enough. This is more than just strength versus skill. It is experience versus ambition, control versus chaos. If Usyk wins, his legacy becomes untouchable. If Fabio shocks the world, he becomes the face of a new generation. Who are you backing in this war of will and skill? Tell us in the comments below.